Why do so many people find it difficult to pay their bills? In this video, we're going to break it down and show you how to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Does it feel like the period between paydays goes on forever? The majority of people will say yes, and breaking this cycle could be hard, yet exceptionally easy to fall into. So if you find yourself in this situation, there are two choices you can do: quit or work harder, or just simply give up. On the other hand, you could cut up your credit card, get a copy of your bank statement, and follow these simple steps to make your future better. So stay with us till the end, and you'll be on your way to a better financial future. Welcome back to Reign Supreme, a channel to impact influential, powerful minds. Let's take a look at what it means to live paycheck to paycheck before we get started. The concept of living paycheck to paycheck refers to more than just spending one's monthly salary on necessary items like rent and food. It frequently entails a lack of emergency funds, and when something unexpected occurs, the family's finances are thrown into disarray. Following that, you must get a loan or incur costly credit card debt. If you get stuck in that, then these debt repayments intensify your difficulties, and you rapidly get locked in a cycle that seems to be never-ending. Feel like you're the only one out there? Don't be. Most Americans are unable to pay for an unexpected $400 bill. Now that's a lot of pessimism. If you're fed up with living paycheck to paycheck and want to know how to break the cycle, then let's get straight into it. Number 1, make a plan. When the issue of budgeting comes up, many individuals immediately think of spreadsheets and deprive themselves of the things they like. But the good news is that a budget, or as we like to call it, a spending plan, can be adjusted, doesn't have to be too limiting, and will be quite useful to you if you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck. According to the Schwab poll, 78% of people who had written money plans were able to pay their expenses and save each month, compared to 38% of non-planners. Moreover, 2/3 of those with written plans had emergency money, compared to only 26% of those who didn't. Having a spending plan is essential because breaking out of the pattern of living paycheck to paycheck is not something that simply happens. Number 2, be deliberate with your money. Increasing your income or cutting costs are the only options you have if your current income isn't sufficient to meet your demands. If you want to improve that extra amount, put more money aside for your ambitions or find a new source of income, or do both. To save money, focus on how you spend your money rather than how much you spend. However, this does not exclude you from purchasing anything enjoyable. After all, we are the first people to encourage you to reward yourself without feeling guilty. It indicates that you are paying careful attention to how you spend your money. Furthermore, look for areas where you spend money on a regular basis, because it's possible that you've always bought at the same grocery store and go there on autopilot. Chances are there's probably another one in the area that has lower prices that you might want to try instead. Or perhaps you pay for cable but seldom watch it. Maybe you have a gym membership and never use it. Also, you want to keep an eye out for ways to compare or bargain for services, such as internet and mobile phone contracts. Now, once you've been quite aware of where you can cut down, it's time to choose where you want to spend your money. Start by focusing on your long-term objectives, such as saving money, and then consider your values. Maybe it's important to you to buy products that are good for the environment, or buying from companies owned by minorities. These types of items can be more expensive at times, but if these items are important to you, and if you can realistically fit them into your budget, then they should be included. If you've done all you can and it's still not enough, then it might be time to consider starting up a side hustle. Number 3, take up a second job or a side business. The last thing anybody wants to hear when they're already feeling overwhelmed is to look for another job. But there are certain applications that might link you with some extremely interesting jobs as an extra side hustle. These side occupations might provide enough money to pay off past due debts and help start an emergency fund. Even if you are unaware of them, you have the abilities that may assist others. You may teach guitar, a language, or cooking online. And depending on your state's licensing rules, you may babysit children before and after school. Furthermore, if you're creative, there are several online marketplaces where you can sell your creations. Begin by promising yourself that you're going to maintain the side business till things aren't so tight financially anymore. And later, you can analyze the situation and determine if you appreciate the side job enough to retain it. Number 4, look for and patch any holes you find. Here are a few ideas for filling up the gaps in your spending plan. Make a list of things you care about. Don't exclude turning on Netflix from your spending plan if, for example, it's your sole method to unwind at night. However, if you no longer want to have lunch with your employees twice a week, cut it down to once a week. So look around for items that you no longer need. Back in 2014, the Los Angeles Times published an investigation of the typical household things. A total of 300,000 items were found, including even the tiniest details like paper clips and kids' toys. Even if you have a fraction of that quantity, it's unlikely you need or utilize it all. So decide what you're willing to let go of, and then sell it. Suppose you have a margarita machine in your basement that you can sell for $75 that has seldom been used, a box of antique toys that may be worth $50, and a chair with a potential value of $25. Now you have $150. And that $150 can be used to pay a debt or saved in a savings account. Number 5, stop using credit cards. If you have a lot of debt, it is most certainly taking up a large percentage of your salary, which might prevent you from doing the things you want to do the most. Obviously, it becomes more difficult to eliminate debt if you continue to use credit cards. So it's a good idea to limit your use of credit cards until you're debt-free. Therefore, cut up all except one of your credit cards and put all of your credit card purchases on the remaining card, no matter what, and pay it off each month until the debt is paid in full. When you're at it, avoid taking on other sorts of debt, such as a car loan, personal loans, and others until you've regained control of your money. And if you need to pay for auto repairs or unplanned costs, an emergency fund can free you from having to use your credit cards to get you out of a jam. So now you've learned how to avoid living paycheck to paycheck. Make a start by reevaluating your expenditures, lowering your costs, and putting more emphasis on conserving money. Also, be sure to pay off all debt in order to establish a solid financial future by concentrating on the long term. We've made it to the end of our video, and we hope we've inspired you today. We also hope you've gained valuable knowledge, and we thank you for staying with us until the end. Make sure to like and subscribe for future videos so you'll never miss out. We have new ones every week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.